Hey buds, I'm your host Sam,
And I'm your co-host Ozzy.
and this is
Kush and Crime.
upgraded a little bit. Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us last week for Mary Vincent. Again, we got some great feedback. Thank you. Got some more listeners and some more places.
Thank you for also the support, guys.
Thank you. And please keep telling people. Like, we can tell when you guys tell people, it's awesome. Like, our goal now, our short-term goal is to have listeners in all 50 states.
It'd be pretty cool if we have like the entire country.
Right. So that's what our goal is. We're about a fifth of the way there. We're actually a little bit more than a fifth of the way.
Seriously. And I don't like, it's just crazy how social media works. It's like we start, hashtagging things and everything like that. And then all of a sudden we started getting like different views from different countries and the states.
Yeah, it's really cool. And thank you guys so much. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about a case that if you follow us on Instagram, you would have known that you voted for. But Ozzy has never heard of this case at all.
Yeah, she's been bragging about it all week long, how she's excited about
Yes, I'm excited. But first, we're going to start off with our normal stuff where we talk about our Kush segment. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite piece. But first, I'm going to let Ozzy take it away with our strain of the day, which is my favorite strain ever.
Seriously, it's like literally the only thing she wishes, but nobody has here.
I want it so bad.
Like anybody we've asked. And I think we only had it like once or twice.
Together, yeah.
Since we've been together.
Yeah.
Like,
but, yeah, that's Headband.
It's like a diamond in a rough.
Yeah, it's Headband.
Someone think like that.
What?
I tried, okay. All right? I tried.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead with the strain, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Well, today is the strain of the day called Headband. Headband is a hybrid marijuana strain of the love child of the cannabis power couple, OG Kush and Sour Diesel. The smooth and creamy smoke is accented by the flavors of lemon and diesel, while the long-lasting effects are for great pain relief, helping you to relax and combat the elevated stress levels. Many have reported that the effects have made a slight pressure around the crown of the forehead of the person, and it feels like it's as if they were wearing a headband themselves. The effect have also been known to come on slow, so pace yourself with its hybrid potency cannabis. Back to you, Sam.
Yes, that's why it's my favorite, because it like relaxes you, and it's a really good pain reliever. I always have pain in my lower back. So that's why I really like it. And
I didn't, although like I don't feel the crown though.
No, I don't really either, but it is very sneaky. Like you can smoke it, go do something, and then while you're doing that thing, then you'll start feeling it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Maybe I'm still a beginner at this.
Definitely still a beginner. It's all right. We're teaching
I'll get there one day.
Yeah, you'll get there. So our piece for the day, I like to call it my bikini bottom piece. It's a mix between a Gandalf and a Sherlock.
Right. You call it that.
Because it has
I keep forgetting you
these flowers on it that look like the background of Bikini Bottom. So I call it my bikini bottom piece. But I don't want to name it. I just refer to it as the bikini bottom piece. So if I ask for it, I'm like, hey, can I have my bikini bottom piece?
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at the fact that I hear Roscoe in the doorway.
Oh, yeah. If you hear our dog, we started off with him in here, our mascot, Roscoe. But then he tried to destroy everything, so we had to get him
he
out.
actually then like walked through the wires and started
Almost ripped
tearing
the whole
him
microphone
off.
Yeah,
so he's throwing the tantrum outside of the door, like, "Oh, come on, guys, let me in."
Yeah, you don't love me, but we do love you. We just don't want you to break things, Roscoe. We're sorry.
Yeah, seriously, it's expensive.
Yeah, definitely expensive. So I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. I forgot.
Bikini
I was
bottom.
talking about the piece.
Bikini,
yeah.
yes.
So we got this piece while we were in Boston, and it was the first time we ever went to Boston together, and the first time we had ramen together, and I swore up and down that I hated Boston until he took me to this one ramen spot. What is it called? We'll put it in the show notes because I can
Santouksa or something like that. It's literally.
I can never remember the name. but we'll put it in the show notes because it's really good.
Yeah, like it's literally the most authentic like ramen we've ever had.
Oh my god.
I'm actually gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, so he's gonna look it up. But yeah, we went there and I was like so hesitant to try it. I don't know why. I was just like, because he was recording me, he was like, yeah, you try those noodles.
You know who might know? My boy Carl.
Oh, are you trying to phone a friend right now?
Yep.
He's phoning a friend, guys, for you. He's phoning a friend.
Hold on.
But yeah, so it is the piece. It has like the flowers on it are red and it has some red stripes. Oh,
keep on talking.
We're actually phoning a friend.
Yes. yes, I am.
And then it's blue in the background. Let's see. Does he answer?
Maybe.
I don't know.
His phone's ringing.
Sorry, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, girl?
Yeah, my bad, bro. We were watching a movie. I didn't see you call me.
No, it's okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. So just
got me fucking worried.
Nah, man, everything's all good. Don't worry, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I just calling you because me and Sam don't remember the ramen place restaurant in Boston. What's it called again?
The HOKKAIDO Santoukha ramen?
Yes, the Hokkaido Santoukha ramen. Oh,
What's up? That's all it is?
Yeah, that's all I was calling for. That's the one.
Goodness. You want me to text it to you so you know how to spell it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thanks, bro. Love you, man.
Love you, man.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's
the restaurant. That is literally the place.
So much, Carl. You didn't even tell him he was on the podcast.
No, I did not. So he's definitely gonna get a kick out of this.
Oops. We totally have his permission to do that.
My boy Carl's always been there for me since my low point of my life. Yeah, Carl's basically like my brother, one of my brothers for life.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl,
my little Polish guy.
Yeah, for the ramen place in Boston.
That will always be the iconic one.
Yeah, we'll definitely put that in.
It's basic
in the show notes.
It's like HOKKAIDO Santoukha ramen.
No, you just butchered that so bad.
I'm sorry.
So sorry. We don't claim to be fluent in any other language except Ozzy is fluent in Spanish.
Yeah, that's only if I have to.
And he's only half fluent in English. I'm just kidding.
Spanglish. I mean, English.
English.
I don't know how it's called in reverse.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, you say things backwards. But that's okay because
multiple
Spanish
times.
is backwards.
A lot of people make fun of me for that.
You're so cute, though.
It's annoying at times.
Hi, Nick.
Yep. Nick especially. Every time we would always work, he would make fun of me of just how the way I interacted with customers. And then after they leave, he would just make fun of me for it.
Yeah.
Carl too.
But I didn't make fun of you.
Donnie too.
I just do it to correct you.
Donnie does the same thing too.
I just do it to correct you. I don't do it to like make fun of you. I do it so that way you say it properly.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. It's just sometimes
you just said it bothers you.
Like not like to the point where like I'm angry about it, but more like at times it's like it's frustrating for myself. Like damn, like I shouldn't have said it. Like it's not like an angry frustration. It's more like a damn, like
disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Sorry, damn.
All right, well, are you ready to jump into this case?
Let's roll in.
Okay. Oh, wait, we didn't tell them why we were upgraded. Oh, yeah, so we got microphone arms.
Oh, yeah, the little
like
extended
stands.
Arms, basically, the one where you clamp onto the desk and it
pulls out. So hopefully the audio sounds a lot better.
Oh, it is a crispy.
Oh, it's crispy?
Crispy
like bacon?
Caliente.
All right, guys. Well, today we're talking about, and if you know who this is, I'm going to be really mad, Aileen Wuornos. Do you know who this is?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay, so those of you that know True
Crime. Sounds like a woman's name.
Okay, so those of you on our Twitter that saw our case and saw the it's mostly just because the way I'm going to tell this case to Ozzy. Yeah, I put a on Twitter.
What shit?
With a little winky face.
Whoa.
About our case.
Are you whoa. Should I be worried?
No, I just didn't want them to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't post it on Instagram, because you don't have a Twitter.
I don't.
Exactly. So.
It's not even worth it for me.
Yeah. Well, it's good for our podcast. So thanks, Twitter.
Hey,
but yeah.
I'm learning how to do tweets now.
Yeah. So I put it on there.
I sound so old. I'm learning how to do
doing the tweets.
Back in my day, we did tweets.
You know, you had to text to tweet.
Oh, yeah.
When you were out, you could text to tweet so you didn't waste data.
Past 9 o'clock.
Yeah, when it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes and data.
Yeah. So anyway, so the way I'm going to tell this case is how I normally do. And those of you that know what's going on are going to be following right along here. Ozzy is going to be very, very, very confused.
Yeah, I don't know anything, but she's been bragging me of how excited she is about this case.
Yeah, I'm very excited to tell him about it because he doesn't know anything about it. And you guys know our format, so
the way I see it is that she's pretty happy that it's actually spoopy.
Well,
or
you'll see.
That's the way she says it, spoopy instead of spooky.
Well, I do say spoopy, but no. Yeah. But if you know anything about this case, you're going to follow right along. And I originally, when I was telling Ozzy about it, I was like, it's probably going to be a 2-part. I'm only like 30 pages into the book that I used as a reference. So I'm going to say... Yeah, she's been
buying like references. And,
it's going to be a 3-part.
For evidences and everything like that.
It's going to be a 3-part.
A 3-part?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But you'll get this
went
part.
Into time and killed some people and... went back to time.
No. We're not even gonna. You'll see. So on Friday today, you're getting this episode. You're getting episode 1. If you're on our Patreon, you will get episode 2, like right away.
Instant.
Yep. Well, part 2 rather. And then if you're not, you'll only get it the week after. And we won't make you wait the full 2 weeks. And then part 3 will be after that. But in the middle, we have a nice little surprise, a little short case that we're going to throw out there. And
what is it?
Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone.
These guys. I don't even know.
We'll be with our favorite author, L.B. Marvin.
Oh, well, it better happen. Otherwise, I'll be very disappointed.
I'm crossing my fingers. And so when we're there, we're going to record an episode, hopefully, the one that we're supposed to do. And again, it's going to be a California-based case. I'm not going to tell you about it because I like that you guys don't know anything about it. So I'll keep you in the dark until we talk about it. Obviously, you guys, when you're listening to it, you'll know that I don't know what's going on with my accents again. You
only get accents when you're like really high. Like for me, like when I get high, it's just like I get giggly. I say stupid things.
You'll know what the case is when you're listening, okay?
It just comes out so fluent and like you don't mean to either.
I don't mean to. It happens all the time. The longer
that's how our relationship is. We just make like stupid, like playful languages to each other.
Well, even still, I pick up on accents so quickly. So when I'm working, I like pick up their southern accent. That wasn't even southern, but I do pick up their southern accents because we're down south now.
I don't have an accent.
No, you don't. Okay.
I will stick with my tough Spanish accent.
All right. So we're going to dive in to
Doesn't
Eileen.
even sound like Spanish.
Okay. We're going to dive into our case, Aileen Wuornos, okay? And for this case, I mostly used the book Monster, and it's by somebody that I'll say it at the end because I don't want Ozzy to know what's going on here.
I don't even know who the author is.
Exactly. So we're going to leave it at that.
I don't even read
of this
books.
episode, we'll go over it.
The only books I read is basically mangas and stuff like interests me.
And LB's book.
And then LB's book that I'm still working on.
He's got it. He's got it going.
I told him I will finish it, but before I basically get to him.
And he's making true to that promise.
I am. I've been reading a couple of, pages for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I'm a very slow reader.
It's okay. All right. Ready to go?
Let's go.
All right. So Eileen was born on February 29th of 1956 in Rochester, Michigan, to her parents Diane Wuornos, who was 14 years old, and her father Leo Pittman, who was 19. Do you want to digest that a little bit?
Wait, repeat that.
14.
The child.
The mom.
Okay.
And her father was 19.
Okay.
Okay. So
rape?
No. So these two were real winners, right? They were married, but only because their grandparents lied and gave their blessing so they could get married. They lied about their age. And so they were married. They had a baby, and then they had another baby, Eileen's brother. His name is Keith, and we'll go over that in a little bit. So they had 2 children together, and their relationship was described as tumultuous. So really bad, not good, very toxic, just terrible, of course.
That just sounds creepy already. Like,
oh my goodness. I love when you say these things, and I'm always like, just wait a second. Okay.
But
so
wait, there's more.
There's so much more because you don't even know what's going on here. All right. So Eileen, who goes by Lee, which is why I just stuttered over Eileen. So because the book mostly refers to her as Lee, and that's what I'm going to do throughout the case. So they had her parents, Diane and Leo, had another child named Keith. So it's Diane, Leo, Keith, and Lee. Okay. All right. So shortly after Lee was born, Leo ended up leaving Diane with just the 2 kids, and Lee never really got to know her father. Would you want to guess why?
He didn't want to be a real father?
Well, yeah, and because right after he left them, he was arrested for kidnapping and raping a 7-year-old.
Wow.
Yep. He was also accused of murdering a child. And when he was in jail, he killed himself.
Well, that's the bitch way of doing it.
I feel like everything we've talked about so far, people try to kill themselves. Yeah.
Right after, like, you commit something.
Yeah, like, okay, your guilty conscience, but that didn't stop you prior to doing those terrible ass things.
Like, you can't be in jail for, like, what you are actually sentenced to.
Right, you're like, you can't even, like, take the punishment for your crime. It's so fucked.
It's like I said, I feel like the system fails us so many times. It's like rapists and murderers, like they depending, like even depending, there's no depending, they should just have like either the death row or whatever.
I think that
like,
some people
but they let them out every single time.
I think that some people can be rehabilitated, but we all know that like that's not happening properly.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people turning into a new leaf, a lot of people. And the people like that are actually like diamonds in the rough. It's just hard to them to find that. But there's definitely people that actually turn their life around after prison.
Right. But unfortunately, he didn't, which is just terrible. So he killed himself. And, based on what I just told you, the fact that her mother is 14 and her father is, crazy, you can kind of piece together that she doesn't really have the best genetics going on here, as far as like we talked about it, but I think I didn't put it into the last episode, nature versus nurture. So
I don't think you did.
No. So I think, so we'll talk about that right now. So nature versus nurture. So nature means, when talking about true crime, nature is basically like, oh, somebody's some way by nature. So when we say genetics, that'd be by nature. But then there's also like murderers that are the way they are by nurture. So for example, being neglected, not really being nurtured by your family, being cared for, being taken care of. So those are 2 main components that tend to go into our criminals that we're going to talk about forever and ever and ever until we stop making the podcast. So those are the 2 kind of things. So as we talk about it, we'll talk about nature versus nurture. With Eileen Lee, I think it was both. I think it was a lack of nurture for her, and I think it was also nature, like just part of her family dynamic is what made her go down the path you're gonna see that she kind of chose.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She has to choose paths.
Well, everybody has to choose their path.
Oh, well, yeah.
Everybody has shit happen to them, but not
no,
everybody turns
like,
into a murderer.
No, like what I meant is like I didn't know if it was like you must choose this path or you die type of thing.
Oh no, not like that. No, I mean. Like,
well, that's why I was saying. Like I didn't know that. It was
not
like
a choose your own adventure.
But of course, everyone has a path and they choose it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like know, for you
I just
and
want to clarify. Spain.
Yeah, well, for you and I, we both have been through a lot, and a lot of these people have really bad childhoods that go to do bad things, but here we are talking about them, and I mean, there's probably something to say about that, but we're not out there fucking killing people.
Yeah, we're like normal, chill people.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, like we actually like to keep to ourselves more than associate with people.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it just depends on how you yourself choose to handle your situation that you get put in. Do you like crawl out of it? Do you deal with it? Do you face it head forward and go stronger? Or do you just say, oh, this is my situation, I can't do anything about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they stay home and sulk about it and everything.
Yeah,
it's like they're stuck in the past. And
poor me.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just gotta push through it.
Yeah, like either if you're soaking through it, you're just gonna be stuck there forever. You're not gonna move forward. But by trying to move forward, you're at least trying to progress your life.
Right. Like I know it sucks. Like being strong is you always have to be strong, but you really do. You have to pull yourself up.
And don't get us wrong. We have our days where we basically feel like that even till this day.
Right. But everybody goes through it. But you just gotta I think that's the difference. So you and I, we're not murderers. We've been through some shit.
Yeah,
but we pulled ourselves up and dug ourselves out of a situation that we didn't want to be in.
Exactly.
And it's just a personal determination. And that would be kind of nurture for us, I think, because we do have, family that does care for us. So because we were nurtured. Normal.
Just be normal.
Yeah, nobody's normal. There's no such thing as normal.
Okay, we're a little crazy, but
yeah, just a little.
I'm just saying, don't be out there killing people and shit.
Yeah, don't kill people. That's the message.
Just
here.
love each other.
Yeah, that's
goddamn
the message.
Love each other.
That's the roundabout message that we just gave.
Everybody loved each other.
Sorry, that was my chair. I didn't want anybody to think that I farted. So I'm sorry, I had to circle back around to that. Okay, I'm sorry. I did it again. I'm so sorry, guys. I gotta get myself.
Stop touching it.
I won't touch it. So we're gonna circle back to our case. This is why we're doing 3 parts, because I knew this would happen.
All right. Go. Story time.
All right. So shortly, after her father killed herself, her mom just was like, nope, I'm 14, I'm not fucking doing this shit, bye, and dropped off her kids with her parents. So she brought them over and was like, hey, can you watch the kids for a little bit? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And she left and she called them. She's like, yeah, I'm not coming back. They're your kids now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, way to dump them there.
Yeah, and she's only 14. So the grandparents also have 2 other kids. So the grandparents' names are Lori and Eileen, but the book calls the grandmother Britta because that's her middle name. And like the water filter. Britta. Well, the book calls her Britta because that's what she went by, because Eileen was also Eileen and she went by Lee. So they went by like their nicknames and stuff. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on here. That's why the names are all confusing. So we have Lori as the grandfather. He works at Ford. Britta is the grandmother. And then they have 2 kids also. So their names are Barry and Lori, but Lori is a girl. So you have Lori the father and Lori the daughter.
All right.
And then Lee and her brother Keith. So they officially get adopted in March of 1960. But when they get adopted, the grandparents don't tell them that they're adopted. They just say that they're kids. That they're their kids.
Okay.
Because they were like really young.
Weird, but all right.
Okay. Right. I mean, I could see maybe like not wanting to protect them from not feeling that their mom left them and their dad is like, you know what I mean? But going into what they did, like, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know why they would be protective of that, and then whatever. So you would think that they went in with grandparents, they're with grandparents, it'd be all set right. It'd be good. Grandparents are lovable.
Well, yeah, every grandparent's
They're so cute.
and
My grandpa is freaking adorable. My mother sent me a picture of goats kissing him today. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
He's adorable.
Yeah, his little hat on and everything.
He's so cute with his hat. But you would think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No. It wasn't better for her.
But it's like they're lovable and, you know.
Not these grandparents. No,
especially
they were
when
not.
they bake you cookies.
No. Oh, speaking of which, we are gonna make some cookies.
Oh, that's right. We were doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna do part 2 tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get something written by tomorrow, and we'll do part 2 on edibles.
Yeah. We were talking about how what else to eat, smoke with.
Yeah, we were like, no, we want edibles. Yeah. So Lori, which is the grandfather, worked at Ford, and Britta would stay home with her 2 other kids, and then now Lee and Keith. So they lived in Troy, Michigan, which the book described as a rural area with dirt roads, and is about 25 miles of North Detroit.
Well.
So it sounds like my hometown. Like in the middle of nowhere, lots of dirt roads.
Jesus,
so the neighbors,
I thought you were gonna kill me on our first date.
Yeah, he really did. I brought him to the dark woods.
It was like 11 o'clock, and she brought me to look at the stars.
Yeah.
And it sounds like literally her taking me on a date, to be honest with you.
It was. I did.
And I'm in the middle of the woods, and I'm looking up in the stars, and I'm over here looking at my surroundings for bears.
No, for bears? No.
It's the woods, man. The woods, and especially at midnight, all the animals
come. There were lights across the river.
All the animals come out at night.
Oh my god! Oh, that's true. When we went to Gillette's Castle, there was a raccoon that was really cute.
See. Raccoons,
that was really cute, though.
They'd be stealing our stuff.
He was cute. Sorry, guys. Again, here we go. So, rural area. So their neighbors didn't really talk to them. None of them really got along with them. And they always noticed that their curtains were always closed. And when I read that, I was like, is that a bad thing?
I know. We always have our curtains closed.
Exactly. In my notes it says, but I wonder what our neighbors think then.
It's like we barely have any sunlights throughout the house.
I mean, we do in certain rooms, but not in the front of the house and not where people can see it. But don't fucking look in our house, please.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't do that.
It's not that we don't want to live in a well lit house. It's just we're calm and chilling.
Yeah, don't look in here. Mind your own fucking business.
Yeah,
don't look in our house.
It's almost like a mood lighting throughout the whole day.
Right. I mean, we do have, like I said, we do have light in our rooms, but in our main area we don't.
We just be chilling, and then literally just playing video games, and then or me playing video games, and she's researching for the next case.
Yeah, because I pull all the weight here.
Well, I wish I can help you.
I'm just kidding.
But I don't know anything about murders and stuff.
That's what makes it good, because you don't know, and I do. Hee hee.
Hee hee.
Hee hee. All right. But apparently Lori was not a great dude, and he would control Britta. And it sounds, like he would just control them, control the kids. He was very strict, very disciplinarian, and he would use the belt. So he would make Lee spread eagle and whip her with the belt. Yeah.
Ouch.
But naked.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm. So
that was the worst too, being naked and being whipped.
Yeah. So around the age of 6, she became very intrigued with fire. So she was playing with fire at 6.
Damn, pyromaniac.
Yeah, definitely. She was a pyro.
She was like, fire.
So she liked it a little too much, and she tried to start a little fire with some lighter fluid, and she ended up burning her face.
Well, what do you expect?
Right.
Playing with fire.
Right. So this is at the age of 6, so she's already doing some bad shit for her age.
No common sense.
Where are her grandparents? What are they doing?
Let me just play with fire.
Yeah, what is she doing?
Combine these two things.
Literally. So as she grew up...
Even I knew that.
Yeah.
I never played with fire because I knew better.
I like fire, but I didn't play with it.
I played with ants.
Oh, with a magnifying glass?
Nah, like, this is gonna sound weird.
Don't. Ew. What?
I used to like pick them up and throw them in the spiders' webs and shit.
Ew, you would sacrifice ants?
Yeah.
Maybe you are a serial killer.
I was young. There was like nothing. I didn't have toys and shit.
Ew, gross.
Like,
Ugh.
It was just cool. It was just cool seeing the spider come out and everything.
Ew, you were just feeding spiders?
Yeah, but essentially, yeah.
You're Spider-Man? Is that what you wanted?
Spider-Man was big back in the day, especially with Tobey Maguire.
Ozzy was trying to be Spider-Man. He was like, I am Spider-Man. Bite me, spider. I'll feed you.
I can talk to the spiders.
Like Harry Potter can talk to snakes.
Yep. I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Ozzy.
Oh wait, that's the wrong theme song.
Don't even try to Harry Potter. You still haven't seen them all. That's another topic for another day.
I was going with Batman apparently.
Yeah, that was Batman. So
it's just hard to get into.
It's fine. We'll get there.
It's just so long.
Just let's sign the divorce papers right now. Lawyer?
Oh damn.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I knew you hadn't seen them going into this marriage, which I'm still sad about, but it's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So as Lee grew up, she would often go to school with bruises all over her, which pretty much tracks because, she's getting this shit kicked out of her at home. And, while she was in middle school, it was rumored that she was having sex with her brother.
Ew. And
she was a big drinker.
Ew.
Yeah, so she was drinking a shit ton and incest.
Well then.
So, yeah, and people in school didn't like her. So, for example, one of her classmates saw her get dumped out of a fucking moving vehicle and she cracked her head on the pavement and nobody moved to help her.
I mean, if she's selfish, why?
Well, I don't know. I guess people just didn't like her because she was weird.
I mean, you should still help her at the end of the day, but I mean, she kind of deserved it. She's being a little bitch.
Yeah, well, she's definitely being weird, and she didn't really date anyone, but the boys in the school would, buy sexual favors from her by offering her cigarettes. And again, this is a middle school. So
she was a cigarette whore.
They actually called her a cigarette pig. That's kind of fucked, actually.
Cigarette pig?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so essentially a cigarette whore then.
Yeah.
That's literally what I just said then.
But that they literally called her cigarette pig. That was her nickname.
Yeah, that's disgusting, but that just means that she has no value with herself.
Yeah, just for cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how I said that she really liked fires and stuff?
Man, I would at least charge.
Well, she was charging a cigarette. She's in middle school at this point, which is like, what?
Man,
what is going on?
Yeah, $5 at least. You know how much you can spend $5 in middle school?
Gross, babe. You would do it for $5?
I didn't say I would. Did I say I would?
No.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna be a hoe, might as well charge.
I mean, yeah. I mean, sex work is still work.
Yes. Very much so.
Very much so. But in middle school, I don't think it's very appropriate.
Like I said, I don't know.
I don't think it's appropriate for a middle schooler to be hoeing herself out for...
If it was my daughter, no.
Oh, fuck.
No, fuck no.
Oh, fuck no. No, fuck no.
She will get a spanking the rest of her life.
Beat that booty. So yeah, so nobody... What? Roscoe thinks you're hitting me.
That means to the room.
So while in school, she didn't date anyone. Remember, I just said because she was, getting cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And I told you she really liked fire. So in one of her classes, she fucking burned her face and arms with a chemical explosion.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm. So, what age would you think that she was if, I told you all of this and, I didn't say she was in middle school? What age would you have thought that she was?
If she was doing all this?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, at least like 18 or at least 20, but maybe
11.
Damn.
Drinking, sex working. 11. Incest. 11.
That's horrible.
It's terrible. And obviously she's young. She's not really like, I don't know. Yeah. She's not all there. Her brain isn't developed.
No, that's just.
But that's up to her
terrible.
parents and grandparents. Well, her grandparents to guide her.
She had no guidance in her life.
No. So clearly we know that she's like being neglected because of that. She's drinking at a young age. She's sexually active. She's smoking cigarettes. And
that's terrible.
Yeah. And like they're not doing anything. They're not keeping an eye. So age 11 is when we have another turning point with Lee. This is where she found out that her grandparents were actually her grandparents. So they told her that they're not your real parent. We're not your real parents. Your parents were adopted. Left you. Yeah, your parents left you. And Lori, her grandfather, would like throw that in her face. Like, you're a waste of space. You're a piece of shit. Nobody fucking wants you. Like, when he would beat the shit out of her and stuff. Oh. Which is like, this stuff is kind of sad. But feel bad for her sad. Now.
I mean, I can't imagine what the person would go through, you know?
Yeah, being so young and like just being, first of all, you're making all the wrong choices. Nobody even gives a shit. Like, even the teachers at her school were like,
you have no guidance whatsoever how to do stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, at this point, she's already acting out, but then she's just going, like, when she finds out, shit just kabooms. It blows the fuck up. Because she's like, then she doesn't listen. She's like, oh, I don't give a shit. You're not my fucking parents. Fuck you. So she just holds that against them. And, yeah, demon. Little demon child.
Yeah.
So her relationship with her grandparents, it just continues to get worse, and this is when they start kicking her out. And she eventually ran away with a girl named Dawn, and then they hitchhiked to California. And again, she's 11. Okay. And Dawn was pretty much Eileen's only friend ever, and we could talk about that later. But they were like hitchhiking, and then like they would go to Detroit and they would get drugs for Lee. And then, you know, at this point when she's hitchhiking and getting drugs and stuff, she's actually 12 at this point.
Okay.
So she's so fucking young. She's doing drugs now.
She's on a path of destruction.
She did come back. She did come back to her grandparents' house, and she ended up going back to school. But when she was at school, the teachers were like, hey, you know, this girl needs some fucking therapy.
You think?
Yeah, like she needs some fucking therapy.
So what took them so long to
like,
figure that out?
I want to do something. And they told her family this, and her family didn't do anything.
Of course not. I mean, like, she had no guidance in her life.
Of course. So, you know, she was running around still doing whatever she wanted, and she also had a sugar daddy.
Gross.
Yep. And basically what he would do is he would let her come over to his house to listen to her music because he had a record player and she didn't.
All right.
And she would dance for him, and he would give her money.
Just dance?
Supposedly, allegedly.
That's so gross.
Right. And he was a lot older.
Like, dude, you're looking at a child, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So at 15 now, she ended up pregnant. And most people speculated that it was either her grandfather's or her brother's.
Gross.
Terrible. Terrible.
That is gross.
That baby boy was put up for adoption. So he never had anything to do with her after that, because no way, like, that would be terrible. That, I can't imagine. I'm sure his life got saved for being adopted out of that family. Like, thank God.
Yeah, but maybe he will find out eventually.
Oh, definitely. But that sucks.
But they did him for the best.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
I can't say definitely enough right now, honestly. So at this point, her grandfather kicked her out, and he's like, get the fuck out and don't come back.
But again, what took him so long?
I don't know. And he also kicked out her brother. So her and her brother left together, and after they left, Britta ended up dying, so her grandmother. And a lot of people actually thought that, in the family, thought that Lori, the grandfather, killed her.
Lori and the grandfather?
Lori is the grandfather.
Lori is the grandfather?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Lori is the name of her grandfather.
Oh. Okay.
That's why I've been saying that, because I know it's a girl name, and I know you got confused, and you still got confused.
I thought that there was like three people with the wife.
There's two people named Lori.
Okay.
One's a daughter and one's a grandfather, which is why I've been specifying grandfather Lori.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Ding, ding, ding.
There we
ding.
go. So it was suspected that Lori, Lee's grandfather, killed her grandmother, Britta. Is everyone following along now? Has everybody arrived at this location?
And the people that know me, now you know how I am when I'm medicated.
Yeah, he's definitely medicated. It makes my job a little bit more difficult sometimes. Ooh, I bunked the thing. Sorry, guys.
And LB and Brianna, now you know
what to expect. Yeah.
I haven't really been fully like open like that with them.
It's all right. They'll get used to it. They already know.
I just feel weird like being like this, you know?
They listen to our podcast. They already know.
Yeah, but it's different because like I'll be with them in person and I wouldn't be like this.
You have to.
It's just my introvert kicking in, and I'm always going to be like that.
All right. Ready? But yeah, so she is, to this point, Britta is dead.
Oh, man.
Lori is accused by the family of killing her.
Okay.
Lori is a grandfather.
Okay.
Okay. This is where we are right now.
All right.
Okay. You sure?
I understand, yes.
Lori grandfather. The grandfather, Lori, now, with the loss of his wife, tries to kill himself. What is up with this?
I mean, he just lost his wife, bro.
Okay, but if he killed her, again, that's him feeling guilty and killing himself instead of dealing with the consequences. I had to burp. This is trying to not be loud.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
Yeah.
What were we saying?
The consequences. He didn't want to deal with them. He tried to kill himself after his wife died.
Oh, I know what you meant. Like, in that case, he's a little bitch.
Yeah. So basically, he tried to flood his basement and left the power on and tried to electrocute himself, which is like a very strange way.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
That's very weird. And then also he eventually ended up killing himself in the garage.
Gay.
And, yeah. Well, Lee says that she found the body.
Still, like, he could have went to jail.
Right. Or I don't even know if he really did. Who knows? But he was accused. Like, some of the family thought that he did.
Still, like, just go to this and do the consequence.
Yeah. So after she got kicked out, she moved in with her aunt for a little while, but then she decided to drop out of school, and then she started hitchhiking and turned to prostitution. So she's 15.
Still horrible, though.
Okay. So what do you think so far, honestly?
About the case?
Yeah. Like, what do you think about her? What do you think about what she's gone through so far?
So far, the fact that an 11-year-old through 11 through 15, she's just prostituting herself is just, like, horrible. On top of that, the brother having sex with her, disgusting.
Right. Or even the grandfather.
Like,
she's just going through a lot.
Yeah.
And this is why I say that I think that nurture and nature have a lot to play here, because there's obviously in her family there's history of mental illness. If all three, like if her grandfather and her father have killed herself, there is history of mental illness, there's that. And then she just got abandoned by her parents, and then she was being abused and neglected. Like, I think it was both.
It's like this, like what I told you before. It's like, I don't understand what makes a person go through this psychological, like, disgusting urge to do something,
right? Like,
especially with your blood,
right? Like, that's fucked up. After her grandfather had died, she got arrested in Colorado for ready for this? for drunk driving and firing a .22 out of a moving vehicle.
Wow, Grand Theft Auto style.
She's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. So she skipped.
America.
So she skipped bail after that, and then after she was arrested in 76, she was hitchhiking again, and she was headed towards Michigan, and then she was headed towards Florida, I think. So on the way there,
Florida.
A man named Lewis Gratz picked her up. So Lewis is 69 at this point.
Tax 69.
He's just 69.
Oh, no. That's Tenkachi 69.
You don't even know.
I don't follow with these mumbo jumbo rappers.
Yeah, the snitch guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The snitch guy.
He snitched. That's all we know.
That's all that according to the media says.
Yeah, well.
We don't know for sure.
So this guy who's 69, Lewis.
69.
And at this point, oh my God, at this point, I
don't even know how it goes.
I don't even know what you're saying.
That's that sexual song.
Which one? There's so many.
I can see these.
Oh, bow, bow, bow.
Yeah. Yes, that one.
Trying to hold back this news, but so low. Yeah, I got you. Let's get it on. That's what it is.
Yes, that's what it is.
All right. So they did get it on, and they got married. She was 20. Do you like that segue?
It was like perfect. It was like the perfect setup. I didn't even mean to do it like that.
Oh my God. So they got married, and this guy was connected. He had money, honey.
Money, honey.
He had money, honey. He knew judges, he knew police officers, he knew politicians, and he had money. Okay. So Lee was like, yes, he has money. He picked me up on the side of the road. I'm all for it. They got married. And then she like rubbed everybody's nose in it. Like, I married the 69-year-old. Ew.
69.
He's 70 years old. Oh my God, gross. You're 20 years old. I'm sorry. I have nothing against 70-year-olds, but when you're 20, I think that's a way too much of an age difference.
That's way too much.
Okay.
That's like triple. So
they got married, and he was loaded, and she was like, I married this guy, and he was like, I married this hot piece of ass. She's okay looking at this age. She wasn't like, oh my God, gorgeous, you know what I mean? But later in life, she looked downright scary.
Like bony?
Huh?
Like bony?
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 No. I'll show you later. Don't look.
Okay.
Don't look it up.
Okay.
So he was connected, and everybody was like, this marriage is definitely weird. Sir, why did you marry a 20-year-old? And he's basically like, I think she's beautiful. I love having her on my arm. You know, she's hot. It's cool. So he obviously wanted to consummate and, you know, be sexual in their marriage, obviously, because he's 69, and he's like, I have a 20-year-old girlfriend or wife, let's do it. And she's like, no. And she's going out all the time and hanging out with people at the bar. And there's actually one time that she goes out to the bar and she's running a hustle at the pool table, and he had asked her not to go out. He was like, don't go out, stay here, stay with me. She's like, no, I'm going out. And she went out to the bar, and she was hustling the pool table, and she was winning, and she was like getting loud and rowdy though. Okay. So she was getting like, you know, we all know that person at the bar that's like had way too much, way too loud, and they're being a fucking asshole. The one that can't
control his or her alcohol.
Yeah, and they're being an asshole because they're angry,
for no fucking reason.
Yeah, everybody has one. Everybody knows.
That's why I don't go out to bars anymore, because like literally, there's always that one person that wants to start stuff. Yeah, at the local bar.
It has to be the local bar though.
Yeah.
So if the locals go there, you know what's going on, what's going down. So she's running the table, and the bartender comes over. Roscoe, shush. the bartender comes over and it's like, okay, time for you to go. I'm closing down the table. That's it. You all had too much. Get out. And he turns around. And then all of a sudden he hears, duck! And he turns around to see Eileen whipping a fucking pool ball right at his head.
Oh, shit.
A cue ball, whatever it's called. Right at his head. And he ducks right in time. So the police are called. And she is arrested for, I believe, assault.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you come at me with the magic 8-ball, what do you expect?
Yeah, assault and battery using a magic 8-ball.
The magic 8-ball.
No, I mean, kind of, but
is.
no, but an actual cue ball.
The magic 8-ball we had at Middletown.
I remember that. So she threw it so hard at his head that it like stuck in the wall.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that would have
like
busted him open.
Yeah, that's a lot of force.
So yeah, she got arrested, and she also had warrants from when she was living in Troy back home, and she ended up getting bailed out with obviously her husband's money.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, she's been through a lot, had a very rough childhood, but, you know, now she's not in her childhood anymore, and she's still making bad choices.
What kind of choices?
Like, you know, getting arrested and hustling pool tables and marrying rich guys. So, right after this incident,
fell on the path of destruction.
her brother ends up passing away of throat cancer. So she got arrested, and she gets out, and you know, she has throat cancer. Or
Karma?
her brother has throat cancer and passed away.
That's karma done.
All right, so this is where I'm going to tell you, because I want you to no longer feel bad about Eileen. So this is the part of the episode that I want to tell you why I was so excited to do this case with you.
Oh?
Eileen.
What is it?
Is not our victim.
What?
Normally, when I do these cases with you, I start off with our victim. I give you their history. I give you everything. She is not our victim. She is our criminal.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the fact that you don't know what she does is amazing. Because, you know, we're still starting off light.
So she's a con artist.
No, she's a little more than that. We'll get to it. If you remember what our people voted for, you would know.
Kidnapper?
Nope.
Wait, there was more voting?
It was a 50-50 split, and with LB and Brianna verbally voting to us, it went one way.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, shit. Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
So, yeah, so she's our criminal.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back to her marriage with Lewis. So at this time, they're now living in Florida. And as we had talked about already, she didn't really want to do, you know, the housewife thing, stay at home, you know, have sexual relations with this man. She's like, keep it away from me, please. You're gross.
Oh, yeah.
But Lewis is like, no,
7-year-old slinging it around.
Right, ew. So at this point, Lewis is like, no, that's it. So basically, she's like, I don't want to do the housewife thing anymore. You know, I'm not about it. We're not doing this. And he's basically like, no. You're going to listen. You're going to respect your elders. You're going to do it.
Listen,
Linda. You better listen. And him saying this to her, she said, oh, no. And she punched him in the eye.
And a right cross to the eye.
Literally. So she gave him a black eye.
Good.
So...
Oh, not good.
I just told you she's our criminal.
I keep forgetting she's the bad guy. Not good.
Oh, you'll remember soon enough. So after this, he kind of goes away and he like cools off a little bit. And he's like, you know what? Maybe that's the wrong approach. You know what I'll do? I'll tell her that I'm cutting her off. If she doesn't listen to me, I'm going to cut her off. I'm going to cut her off from her money.
Well, I mean, rich people do that all the time.
Okay. You think this is a good idea to tell Eileen, who is clearly batshit crazy? who just punched him in the face for just saying you need to respect your elders.
No.
This is not a good idea.
Right.
He was like, he thought very wrong. So he comes to her and he says, you know what? I'm going to cut you. And before he even finishes his sentence, she took his cane and started beating the shit out of him with it.
Damn.
Yep. And then she took a meat skewer and then threatened him with it. It was like...
Yeah, but being beaten for a while, it's like the slow way of dying, essentially.
So he didn't die. But he did get a restraining order on her, like, immediately, and they filed a divorce.
I would have, too.
He was like, okay, no, that is not going to work. Cutting her off is not going to work. We're just done. Restraining order.
I would have, too. Shit.
Yeah, so definitely, he got a restraining order, and he was like, no, bitch is crazy. I'm out of here. And they were officially divorced in 1977, in July, and they were married in March of 77, or no, yeah, March of 77, I think. And so it was like barely a year that they were married.
Oh wow, that's such a short marriage. But hey, seriously. She was batshit crazy. Yeah.
So after her divorce with him, she ended up pleading guilty to the assault and battery charge that she was arrested for with the cue ball. And
Magic 8 Ball.
Huh?
The Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, the Magic 8 Ball. And then after this, like, she just led a transient lifestyle. So she was just on the road, hitchhiking,
on the road again.
All over the place. So she was working as a sex worker on the state highway in Florida from time to time.
Wow.
And then at a certain point, she got together with this random dude. Like, even the book doesn't even say his name. That's how random he was. Okay.
So the guy was embarrassed. Like, please, I'll pay any amount of money. Just don't put my name on there.
There's a couple dudes in the book that don't have names, but all were with her at one point.
Yeah, probably paid off someone.
They were probably like, don't say my name, but I'll tell you what's up about this crazy ass bitch. Let me tell you. So she would work as a sex worker on the state highway from time to time, like I just said. And when she got with this dude, the relationship was all right, but then they started to fight. Per usual, that's like her pattern. Right. So one night she fought with him, and she just said, "Fuck this shit." Left, took his car, and then went to a pawn shop. When she went to the pawn shop, she bought a gun and she bought some ammo, and then she was just driving around, just thinking about their fight, and then was contemplating suicide at this time. So, again, mental health issues right there.
Yeah, you could get a gun anywhere, really.
Yeah. So, however, obviously she didn't end up doing it. And instead, she went to a store called Magic Market in Edgewater, Florida. And she went in and bought a 6-pack and 2 Slim Jims.
Pack in a Slim Jim.
Yeah, so she was already drinking at this point. But then as she goes to check out, she just, puts her purse on the counter.
It's funny you say that because, literally... A lot of people combine the Slim Jim with the beer.
That's gross.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Maybe it's good. Maybe we're missing something.
I don't know.
Maybe we should try it. Who are we to knock it? We haven't tried it.
Yeah.
So she was buying the Slim Jim, but at this point she had already she was already drinking a little bit. So she put her purse on the counter, and when she put her purse on the counter, the cashier could see her gun, so she started freaking out. She's like, oh shit, you're gonna rob me. And Lee was like, no, I wasn't about to rob you, but since you're yelling about it, now the fuck I am. I'm pointing a gun at Ozzy. Not a real one.
Please don't shoot.
Not a real one, but my handgun.
Your
Get
pen.
it, handgun, because it's my finger. So I'm pointing at him like, now I'm robbing you. So she was basically like, I'm robbing you, and she got all of $33.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she stumbled out of there, then drunk as fuck, went to the car, got in the car.
Not even worth it.
Huh?
Not even worth it.
Not even worth it, yeah. Got in the car, drove off, went down the highway a little bit, made it a little bit. The tire blew or something. I don't know. She said she had an issue with the radiator, rather. So the car, blew up. So these kids helped her push to a gas station, and then the cops showed up and arrested her.
Pack of the police.
Ooh, ooh. That's the sound of the bees. Yeah, after this, she went to jail for about a year and 1 month only. After she's done some crazy ass shit, she only went to jail for a year.
That's what I'm saying. The system is like terrible.
Yeah, and that's where it's crazy because obviously she's a repeat offender.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm. And while she was in prison, she didn't talk to her businessman boyfriend that was in the trailer anymore, but she did have a pen pal named Thomas, and she ended up moving in with him. But then he quickly realized that she was batshit crazy, and then he was like, "Get the fuck out."
Again, I would too.
Yeah. And then she ended up making her way to Florida, and well, before that, she got arrested a couple more times for forging checks from her employer. Dumbass. And then she bailed out again, and then she didn't go to sentencing in 86. So in 86 she made her way back down to Florida to Daytona, and that's where we're gonna leave.
Daytona is another spot where it's people are crazy over there.
Yes. Definitely crazy. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave our story today, just right there. So yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Oh man, kind of want to know what else happens.
Well, you'll have to join us for part 2 because we didn't even get to the point where I tell you that Aileen Wuornos is a serial killer, Ozzy. Everybody else knows this.
So she kills more than one people?
Yes.
Like Jason style?
No, I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
So yeah, this is just all before she even murders people.
All right.
And the book that I was using was Monster, and if you give me a minute, I'll tell you who it's by. I know it's by Aileen Wuornos, which is why I didn't want to say anything, because I didn't want you to realize what was going on at first.
So she wrote it?
Yeah, and Christopher Berry D. And it's her true story. So there's parts of the book that
the
are
serial killer made a book.
Yeah, with another author. But he's an investigative author, because he like researched and did all the stuff and, you know, pretty much lined up the whole case, which is why I'm using this book. That's crazy. Yeah, and then yeah, so that is again the monster, or it's just Monster, My True Story, by Aileen Wuornos and Christopher Berry D. And there's also a movie made of it, but obviously book to movie adaptations, books are always better, have more information.
Well, they're more specific.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you like that and you would like to know what happens next, stay tuned for our part 2, where we keep going into the crazy ass life of Aileen Wuornos.
Yeah, like I want to know now, but you won't tell me.
No.
Come on.
No, I won't.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait like you guys. Yeah,
because I have to finish writing it. I'm sorry. It's a lot. It's a lot of information. I want to write every little thing down. You have no idea. I left so much information.
Oh, like she's really going deep into this kind of
yeah, you guys have no idea. It's difficult to keep it brief, which I know. Like, I want to keep it at least like 45 minutes to an hour episodes. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. She's going
balls deep.
Oh my god.
Balls deep.
Oh my god. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, please tell everyone about it. Our goal is to hit
all 50 states.
All 50 states.
Hell, even different countries.
Goal. Right now, actually, we would like to say thank you to Denmark, Thailand, and Germany.
Thank you, everyone.
For listening. Those are our furthest listeners. But we are seeing some progress in the states here. So thank you guys for telling your friends that are in our new states, because we see it. We appreciate it. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have never pictured like people listening to our podcast.
Yeah, there's not many of you yet, but with your guys' help, you know, we'll get there, and that's cool.
And we're already getting followers too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pages.
And also, yes, make sure that you follow us on Spotify as well, because A, it's free to listen to podcasts on Spotify, and B, that's just really awesome of you.
It gives you the notifications when we actually upload our episodes.
Yes, you do. That is true. Thank you, Ozzy. But if you also want to know what cases we're doing,
Denadas.
What?
Denalgas.
So
that's not the proper way of saying it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It's denada, but I said denalgas.
Denagas?
Yeah, it means the butts. Denalgas.
Okay.
But the proper way to say is denada.
Okay. Thank you for the Spanish lesson. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys. Well, if you would like to know what cases we're doing, we always post it first on Twitter at
Kush and Crime.
And then we always post our pictures of the cases at Instagram.
Kush and Graham.
Kushagram. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh.
TM. Copyright.
We called it first.
We called it. Kushagram.
Kushagram.
Okay. So on Instagram at
Kush and Crime.
Thank you. If you would like to have access to part 2 before everybody else, because you're way cooler than everybody else, and you can find us on Patreon at
www.patreon.com/Kush and Crime.
It's okay. Teamwork there. And we made a Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, just recently.
Yes, it's Kush and Crime, a true crime podcast. On the book.
And we got some likes already.
We do. Thank you guys for liking.
Thank you for the support.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day, night, whenever time you listen to it. And
stay cushy.
Stay high.